Hello, hello. It's Philly here from Chris and Philly Functional Medicine. How are you? Last week, I did a video on when exercising can do more harm than good. Now, I do find that a lot of people that we work with are high achievers, go-getters, addictive doers, and sometimes that can look two ways with exercise. On one side of the extreme is addictively exercising. On the other side, it's kind of like more maybe addicted to work and not doing anything at all. Now, this video is more around, like the topic I wanted to talk about is more about when exercising is actually making you feel worse. And that could be going to the gym and doing a high intensity workout, making you feel worse. But also for people who are quite burnt out and their body is really feeling it. We've had plenty of clients who say that even when they go for a walk around the block, that exercise actually makes them feel worse as well. And they feel like they need to go and have a sleep on the couch for 2 hours. So regardless of what type of exercise you're doing, this video is going to be really important for you regardless of what type of exercise you're doing. If you're feeling worse after what you're doing, or if you always just try and push your body a little bit more and you feel really wiped out, depleted, I'll go through some signs in a secchi. You'll want to listen to this video. Okay, and also the other part of this video too is I really want to go into the mindset side of things, of shifting your mindset when it comes to changing your exercise routine, because I know a lot of people get really, especially if they're more the addictive, overtraining exerciser person, it's really hard to change that and to drop down the intensity and be more low key. Okay, so first up, if you've listened this far, then you probably are already noticing signs that your body is not coping with exercise very well, but I want to go over just some really specific signs that you can look out for to know if exercise is doing more harm than good at this time and season in your life. Okay, so let me reel off some. So I've got 10 points actually. So the first one is you feel more tired and drained after exercise rather than energized. The second one is your muscles are ultra sore for days afterwards. It's more than your usual delayed onset muscle soreness that, often occurs when you start a new exercise regime. It's more that, so really achy muscles that aren't really recovering at the speed that you should be expecting. This one was a big one for me. I actually felt crabby and irritated after exercise rather than excited and a mood uplift. Fourth one, you feel like you have nothing left to give during an exercise session. So, maybe you've just done the warm up and you're like, I'm done, I can't do any more. Or, you're going for your usual 45-minute walk and at 15 minutes, it's just like, holy crikeys, I feel like my legs are about to cave in from underneath me. Next one is you're constantly coming down with a cold or flu after exercise, or your skin is breaking out, or you're developing thrush. These are all signs that your immune system is quite suppressed, and that exercise is an extra stressor that your body just can't handle at the moment. That was a big one for me as well. You're experiencing joint injuries and niggles, so it's almost like, maybe you are actually injuring yourself with exercise, or it's just that you're constantly sore and in pain all the time. For women, your cycle becomes irregular, or your period has completely disappeared, or you're experiencing infertility. I think about whether your exercise regime is too intense for what your body can handle at the moment. You also might notice that you're in a constant crash burn cycle. So that would be like, oh, I feel good today. Yes, perks of energy. Woo, let's go out and exercise, do all the things. And then the next day, or even like that day later after, you've crashed and you're constantly in this yo-yo between feeling like, okay, energy's feeling good, I'm going to do more with my body, and then crash for like the next week afterwards. 3 more things. You might find that your fitness or strength is declining despite trying your best to stick to an exercise regime, and you're just not improving in your fitness and strength at the same rate that you had been in the past. Also, you might feel like you need longer periods of rest. That also might mean during the exercise session, or it might be in between sessions. And lastly, this is a big one because I know especially women and men, but I see this time and time again in women, is that it's like, all right, yeah, but got to eat low calorie, got to like flog myself at the gym, got to do lots of jogging, whatever it is to lose weight. And a lot of women come to us with weight issues because they're like, I've been doing all the things. I've been going to the gym every day. I've been doing this and this and this, yet I just can't shift weight. And in fact, I'm putting on more weight. So that would also be a sign that your body systems are not functioning very well. And in fact, potentially exercise is doing more harm than good and really affecting your metabolism by causing more stress on your body. So counterintuitive in this season in your life. Okay, so if any of those red flags, then feel free to reach out. Let me know what you're struggling with. If you're feeling like you're stuck in a cycle and you're just like, I love to exercise, but my body's just not handling it, or it's making me feel worse and I just don't know what to do because I've been told that exercising is so healthy, then yeah, I'd absolutely love to help. Just, send me a DM and let me know what's going on. Okay, my experience with over-exercising. So if you've been listening to this video and you're an avid exerciser, you love your half marathons, you love your CrossFit, you love your bodybuilding, whatever it is, and you're kind of getting triggered by what I'm saying, and, especially if even though deep down you know that exercise is burning you out, I see you. This mindset shift to really change the way that you're moving your body in order for your body to heal can require a massive mindset shift. And I know it was really hard for me. So prior to having our functional medicine practice, Chris was a personal trainer and strength and conditioning coach. So even before we had kids, we lived in Sydney and he had a really cool personal training business that included boot camps, and I was showing up every day, sometimes 2 times a day. Then when we moved to Tassie after our first baby was born, he opened up a gym in Devonport, which was, strength and conditioning gym, weightlifting, CrossFit, all the things. And so anyway, before I had kids, so this is in Sydney, I trained every day. I would say I was super fit and strong. I could do 100 push-ups without stopping. Can't do that now. Choose not to do that now. I could also just without any training, I could jump up on a bar and do 20 body weight pull-ups. And, I thought that everyone could do that. And when I did that one day, Chris is like, what the heck? You're so strong. Anyway, but then I started having babies and my health, as you've probably heard my story before, really fell apart, and so did my physical prowess. I struggled to run, going from being able to run 5 kilometers, really easy breeze, ended up, running a kilometer and feeling like my body was about to burn, like my muscles physically were burning and trembling. I kept getting sick all the time after workouts. I was always really crabby after workouts as well. And then one day I tried to attempt a kettlebell deadlift without any training, without any support. Chris wasn't there. I just kind of decided to do this on my own, and I heard my back crack. And for 18 months, I had severe chronic back pain, sciatica pain. I went and saw the physios, chiros, massage therapist, did MRI, scans, x-rays, all that sort of stuff. Nothing came back as abnormal. And so in the end, they're like, there's nothing wrong with you. We can't do much for you. And so, yet my body was in a lot of pain, and I just kept trying to push and push and push at the gym, feeling like, I've got to be that fit girl. I was like chasing that fit girl again. I didn't feel like, the more that I could do and the more I could do with my physical body and academia, it was all the same sort of patterns, the more I felt like I was good enough. And so then when my body really broke down and I couldn't do the things that I could do before with my body and with exercise, it made me feel pretty worthless. Anyway, so the moral of the story too is that I just kept trying to exercise at the intensity that I used to before my body burnt out, and it just made me get worse and worse and worse until eventually the pain stacked up enough for me to realize that taking all the supplements in the world, doing all the healthy diets, were never going to allow my body to deeply heal. If I was constantly stressing out my body with intense exercise. So it really required a huge mindset shift for me to let go of that fit girl from the past and that need for external validation about how good I was and by how fit or strong I was. It was all made possible because I started creating a really compelling vision about myself. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is old Philly, but this new Philly, well, I want to be a beautiful mom. I don't want to be crabby and irritable and a dragon mom after my workout sessions. I want to be able to hang out with my kids and be happy and be a happy wife and to be a practitioner that walks her walk or walks her talk, whatever that saying is, a woman that is deeply connected to herself. And anyway, I had to work through a lot of self-limiting beliefs about why I was clinging onto that fit girl identity in the first place. And it was crazy. The part of it too was I was actually probably scared that if I stopped exercising, I'd put on stacks of weight and I'd get really fat. The crazy thing was when I was able to change my belief network around myself and my identity and truly honor my body and give it the space to heal, when I stopped exercising or reduced the intensity and switched to things that were slower, less intense, like walking, swimming, yoga, playing with the kids and the puppy, my body looked far more toned. In fact, I lost weight because my body was less inflamed. So that was kind of cool. So if you're sort of clinging onto exercise because it's like I'm just going to stack on heaps of weight if I stop, trust your body. Trust your body. You would be less inflamed and it may actually do more. It may actually be really healing for you. Okay, so if you're in a state of body burnout and you need to change your exercise regime to heal, whether that means dropping down the intensity or maybe you're on the flip side, maybe you're not even doing anything exercise-wise and you need to actually start moving your body for the healing benefits, but you're feeling a lot of resistance around changing what you're doing exercise-wise, then here are some questions to ponder. So first of all, what are your thoughts when it comes to exercise? What are the stories that you tell yourself about exercise? Are they things like no pain, no gain, quitters are losers, I have to feel dead to know I had a good workout, I need to sweat to lose weight? Those are all sort of like the more intense, just push through it, even if my body is breaking down. Okay, so they're dysfunctional. So we need to change that. On the other side, you might be thinking more things like, I'm too fat to exercise. I don't have time to exercise. I don't like the way exercise makes me feel. So again, these are all dysfunctional things that are keeping you stuck from actually doing healing exercise for your body. Some other things to be aware of too, and sometimes these can be really subtle, but what mantras do you say to yourself over and over again that may not be serving you? What are you trying to prove with exercise? And also a beautiful question that you should ask every time you're actually about to exercise is, am I honoring my body with movement? And if not, why not? So whatever your non-serving story is, there's going to be internal friction if you need to change what you're currently doing. So get really clear on your vision again. You want to clear your self-limiting beliefs. You want to adult up and give yourself permission to experience something different. And learn to listen to your body, because only good things can come when you listen to your body. And if you want a handy tool to help you connect the dots to see where your body is at and any sort of mindset gaps that you may be having, you can take our Ending Body Burnout assessment. It's a free assessment. It has about 70 questions, takes about 10 minutes to complete, and you get an amazing report at the end that looks at your body, mind, and environment and the root causes that could be contributing to your energy, mood, and gut issues. All right, peace out. Happy exercising, mindful exercising. We can do this.